And that's an introduction into day 4 of 31 Days of Horror. Thank you for watching yet again, taking your time out to watch a movie nerd talk about the things he loves. And I appreciate you. Today we're going to talk about a very good sequel. I'm not going to say it's better than the first because I really like the first, and this did not really surpass it, but it made its own film and I enjoyed it. We're talking today about Stepfather 2. Shling! I love that. This knife is really cool. This cover is just really cool in general. I really enjoy this. Ooh. So I got some things to say about this. Number one, the best thing this movie has going for it is Mr. Terry O motherfucking Quinn. Terry O'Quinn. Um, Most people would probably know him from the show Lost, which was a pretty big deal, and Stepfather 1. He made Stepfather 1 amazing, as well as Jill Schoelen, and um, who I met, and she's like an amazing, amazing lady. Uh, in this film, he has been in a institution for quite a while after uh, being a bad boy. Now, if you haven't seen the first one, basically the Stepfather films are all about evil stepfather dude, played by Terry O'Quinn, who kind of preys on single women with children because he wants to create this perfect family, and everything has to be perfect. And if it doesn't turn out perfectly, he just decides to kill everyone, and then he leaves and then he goes to another family and starts all over again. Very fucked up concept, but also very creepy. A lot of us out there have stepdads. I have a stepdad. I didn't really trust him at first. I was kind of like, what are you doing? But he turned out to be a nice guy. Most stepdads are pretty nice guys, but there are asshole stepdads. I mean, probably not to this level, but you know, kids. That is an inherent fear of children that the man that their mother, who they love and want to protect, this man is going to ruin their lives and is not going to be a great dude and is going to hurt their mother somehow or is going to try to take over the family. And so the stepfather, the original film and this film as well, to a lesser degree, kind of play on that fear. Except in this movie, the son of the woman that he's trying to marry, the woman is played by Meg Foster. And if you don't know who Meg Foster is, you probably haven't seen a lot of great movies because she was in They Live, she was in uh, a ton of movies. She has these incredibly beautiful, striking eyes. I'm not going to say a lot about her acting because her acting is a lot like this and a lot of overacting. And, but still, she has a presence and she has you like to see her on the screen. Those eyes, those gray, striking eyes are just, you can't look away from them. And the son is played by Jonathan Brandis, who is he was just one of my favorite childhood actors when I was a kid. He was in Sidekicks with Chuck Norris. He was in Neverending Story 2. He was in Sequest. He was just in a ton of stuff, and I thought he was really great, and he did a really great job in this. Um, I guess the kind of twist on this in the first film, Jill Schoelen, who plays the daughter, she doesn't really trust Terry O'Quinn. But in this film, Jonathan Brandis is very like kind of he's like, I like this dude. He's cool. He like plays ball with me and like he built me a skateboard ramp and everything. So it's not until the very end when the kid starts to realize there's something a little off with the stepdaddy. Okay, so um, oh, Terry O'Quinn breaks out of this mental institution after kind of gaining the trust of the psychoanalyst that's in charge of him, and then killing him. And then he walks out and basically goes and sets up a new identity in this town that he's kind of been scoping out when he was inside in the mental institution. Um, it's like this perfect community where perfect families live. So he sets up kind of shop in this house, and he basically pretends he's a psychiatrist, and he does like group therapy sessions. And one of the people that happen to be in his group therapy session, Meg Foster, she's in there. And also um, her friend Maddie, played by Caroline Williams, who, if you've ever seen Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2, very, very good film. She was in that, and I believe her name was Lefty, I think. And she's incredible in that. She's really good in this as the friend that does not trust this asshole, and for good fucking reason. And so it's everything kind of plods along, and at one point, Meg Foster's husband comes back, and he's like, "Hey, I just wanna see if I can work things out a little bit." And Terry O'Quinn's like, eh, and kills the shit out of him, and then eventually kind of convinces Meg Foster to marry him. Uh, I kind of wish that she had been a little bit more realistic, because throughout the film, she's kind of very starry eyed about everything, and she doesn't really see. I expect more from people. I expect people to see cracks in veneers, and I just kind of wish that she had at least seen a little bit, but it's not until like the day of the wedding when she finally like sees something is wrong, which it's not too late, but it's pretty close to too late. So the friend starts getting suspicious, starts looking up on things, and of course, and or more like, and yeah, so there's a lot of good scenes in it, a lot of kind of go nowhere scenes. Uh, it it's decent. I can't say I really really enjoy it or super recommend it, but if you're sitting in on a day you got nothing else to do, which is most days for me, give it a watch. If you really like the first one. This is another thing. Make room for daddy. He says that a lot in this movie, especially when he's killing the Meg Foster's actual husband. He says that a lot. Doesn't really make a lot of sense. Oh, and he's also whistling that tune, Camptown Races, and that ends up being his undoing. So, here's the things that I learned from this film. Do not trust anyone that whistles Camptown Racetrack or races, and just don't trust anybody that whistles all the time, because if you're in your house and you want to whistle, that's fine. But if you're walking around other people and you're just whistling, it's just nobody wants to hear that. And I know that you probably think that you're a great whistler or whatever, that you're probably Whistler's mother or something, but just keep it to yourself. If you're walking around whistling all the time, you're probably a serial killer. Yeah. So that concludes day 4. We're going to have a lot of sequels throughout the month. A lot of sequels without the original. We are actually going to do Texas Chainsaw Massacre 3, which was directed by the same guy. His name is Jeff Burr. So he did this, and he also did Texas Chainsaw Massacre 3 with Viggo Mortensen, which I have not seen yet, and I'm very excited for. and I hope it's not one of those situations where I'm absolutely disappointed. This one I was not. It was great. Terry O'Quinn is just excellent in that sort of muted rage, and then when he actually has to, like when the rage comes out, it is really frightening. And of course, there is also Stepfather 3, which we may or may not get to. I'm gonna say we will because I'm interested to see what they do in the next one because Terry O'Quinn did not come back for the third one, and could be good, could be absolutely awful. Thank you for watching yet again. Day 4 of 31 Days of Horror. Thank you very much. Love all of you guys. Be well.